to the vlog. It is 6:15 on Monday night and it has been a busy day, to say the least. So I'm testing a new feature. So normally on the DJI Pocket 3 I would kind of reach out and press stop recording and start recording, or I'd use the button on the lapel mic. But with the Insta360, the front of it pops off as a remote control, so I can got my little display here. I can see me talking to you, talking to me, and this way I can zoom in and zoom back out. Very cool. Very, very cool. I think I can even, I can even control the camera from here. I can direct. Makes this whole raw one shot wonder recording thing even more powerful. Right, anyway, stop going on about the camera. Let's talk today. What has it been today? It's been a good day. So started the day as I do every Monday with an Ask the Accountant episode with Aaron, talking about payroll benefits in kind when they are not coming out and stuff like that. So yeah, really good conversation there. Then straight from there went into a client meeting with a client who's been with us for 6 years now. Absolutely lovely client. They've had a really tough time of it. They had a liquidation a few years ago and stuff, but they are now doing oh so well. I often find business owners don't learn from their mistakes and don't learn from things like going into liquidation. These guys are smashing it. They've learned from their mistakes. They aren't making those mistakes again. They're doing so well. They're actually now, I reckon by September, October, they will be in a position to invest in property. I think I actually spoke about these guys about a month ago when I did their last meeting. So I go and have a meeting with them every month. They're just lovely people. But yeah, to be in a position where they've got cash reserves now to go and invest in property, when not very long ago they were in a lot of financial trouble. They've absolutely turned it around. I'm so impressed. So yes, I had a meeting with them, which is always ends on a positive. The post on LinkedIn and Facebook about getting fed up of running a business. Do you want to look at exiting your business type thing for accounting and bookkeeping businesses has resulted in a large number of messages and phone calls, if I'm honest, more than I anticipated. But what I can tell you, I can't tell you anything about any of the discussions, obviously, because that's just private between me and them. And I would never want to disclose anything that would identify anybody. What I can tell you, though, is a common trend across all of these people is they are fed up with the job. It's not easy anymore. It's not enjoyable anymore. It's one compliance change after another. And they're just disenchanted with it all. Now, I've seen this happening in the employees of the industry for a long time. People are getting fed up, going into employment in other industries and stuff. But it's even more concerning when you start seeing that in the entrepreneurs that are out there setting up and running businesses, because ultimately I tend to find entrepreneurs have a bit more of a stick at it attitude than an employee would, because they've got more invested in it. So the fact that they are all getting so fed up, and we're not talking about people that are retirement age, or maybe 5 years before retirement age. We are talking about people who, if they pack it in today, they'll probably have 15, 20-year career in something else before retirement age. And that concerns me. That really concerns me, that people are so disenchanted, so fed up and run down. People whose personality types to be an entrepreneur generally make them glass half filled kind of people, they are at the point where they want out. If we can't get the entrepreneurs to run businesses in this industry, then how the hell are we going to get people to work in them as employees? This industry needs a break. not from taxes, like the hospitality industry crying out for. We need a break from compliance changes. We need a break from ever increasing governance and ever changing compliance. But hey ho. We shall see. Hopefully some of those discussions pay off though. If not, they walked away more informed than they were. So yeah, some really good conversations, but I worry for our industry's future when even entrepreneurs are starting to go, why are we bothering? It's one thing from an employee, it's quite the other from an entrepreneur. Yeah, I met my new marketing manager properly today. We had our first kind of meeting. She's cracking on with some projects and stuff. So fantastic. She's got plenty to get her teeth stuck into, especially if we do some more acquisitions, bless her. She's going to need to pick up the pace and get route to growth and OnPoint sorted first, ready so we can then do an acquisition and do well with the marketing and stuff for that acquisition. So yeah, busy there. A few engager meetings, lots of discussions as always with engager, and then obviously the news at 9:15, 9:30, when I think it was just finishing off when we came off. So about 9:30, I think Sir Keir Starmer started his announcement that he's resigning. I don't think anyone won any money on the betting that he'd resign. I think that was a fairly odds-on guaranteed thing to happen. Now we have to wait and see. Unfortunately, the timeline is somewhat more dragged out than I'd have hoped. So he's resigning. He'll carry on in position until potentially September. So they think we're going to have a new leader of the Labour Party and Prime Minister in September. So my predictions for an early or an emergency budget kind of go out the windows there. If they aren't taking over till September, appointing their new cabinet the same week, October, November is probably going to, when this autumn statement / budget is done, is probably going to be when we get the update. So at least it means things should be fairly stable and unchanging between now and then. Unless they want to do something funky with VAT or something like Rachel Reeves has already done for the summer and no one's talking about anymore. That completely disappeared off the radar very quickly, didn't it? But yeah, it poses risks and opportunities, I suppose, in there somewhere. But there's a lot of nervous business owners. I've had a lot of messages saying, what does this mean? What do we think is going to happen? And who knows? Because they're getting more and more unpredictable, aren't they? Who knows? But yes, tomorrow, I'm not even finished yet. I've still got loads of notes to scribble down from my calls. I need to pack a bag, actually, because I'm in Stratford-upon-Avon tomorrow. I'm getting a train tomorrow morning. And then I am there tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Back Thursday night. But yeah, lots and lots going on. One of the clients that has had financial due diligence done recently, he's now getting close. He's within a week of completing now on his stuff. So there's lots of questions coming backwards and forwards about that. Just reassurances. Like anything, like a wedding, people are getting cold feet. We're just keeping them warm. But we're getting there. So yeah, it's been a really busy day. Really busy. But I did find time to fill the Amazon basket with everything we're looking at buying in the house, because it is Amazon Prime tomorrow, I believe. When Tuesday or Wednesday, Amazon Prime Day starts. So I always top up the basket with stuff that we're interested in. If it goes on offer, great, we get it. If it doesn't, we and ah about it into the next week, basically. But yeah, if you're any top tips for purchase, if you are looking to get a meeting recording device, Plord is by far my favourite device for in-person meetings and stuff. If you're an accountant, and your only meetings are client-based or team-based, Vinyl is absolutely phenomenal. But if, like me, you've got meetings that aren't client-based, aren't team-based, I've got meetings for Engager, I've got meetings for my own stuff. Plord makes a really good device for that, and they are normally on Prime Day deals, so it might be worth having a look to see what package you can get for that. But yeah, I think that's everything from me today. I think I've gone through everything that's gone on. Fineo's had another update. They are sharing more and more information, which is great. So we can understand now why it's triaging emails the way it's triaging them and stuff, which is fantastic. They've added a new tag type, which is marketing at my request. So they're listening and they're responding. But yeah, definitely worth a look. Might be still too early for most people, but I'm really enjoying it. So working well for us. Right, I will press the record button here to stop the video. But thank you as always for tuning in. Any questions, anything you want to ask, please feel... Oh, there was a question. Sorry, Kirsty, I totally forgot. And I've rambled on for 11 minutes already. But I'll answer your question, Kirsty. So Kirsty commented saying, I'd love to have a phone call with you, discuss what my firm might be worth, etc., just so I'm aware, and where I can work on it to make things better and easier. I'll be honest. She said, but I'm a bit worried what you might say. I said, look, when I talk about firms, I'm always honest, I'm always direct. Not to be horrible, but to be frank and open, and for everyone to understand where they stand. Things that make firms more valuable: recurring revenue. If you're billing by the hour, you're going to damage your value no end. Business names that haven't got your name in it, unless you are a celebrity, then, and even then, it can still be quite damaging to your value. So, yeah, names in firms, branding is never good. And what you need is like a team. So you can delegate, you can disappear for 6 weeks at a time, no problems at all, work's still getting done. Ideally, I want a team that's got a management structure in place. And they're all the kind of things that will get you to the top end of a valuation. Like, valuations are anywhere between 0.5 to 1.2 recurring revenue. So if it's just you, if profitability is not great, you're going to be right down there at the far end, and almost questioning whether you're worth anything. Like, whilst turnover is what we kind of multiply, it's based on the assumption that there's a good 15, 20, 30% profit being declared to HMRC. What I find most often, especially in smaller firms, where the owner's not paying themselves the equivalent of a wage that bringing someone on from the street would charge for that service. So I've spoken to people where they're like, oh yeah, this is my turnover, this is my profit. You go, okay, well actually that profit's 20% of your turnover, so that's really good. Because not everybody gets there, so that's really good. However, your business, what are you paying yourself? And then you find out, it's about £12,500 plus dividends. And you go, right, okay, well, how much are you taking out in dividends? About £8,000, £9,000, £10,000. And you go, hang on a minute. So your business is already not making actually any profit, because by the time I've replaced you with someone that, a good bookkeeper is anywhere between £25,000 and £30,000 a year. Accountant, 30 to 40. Manager, 40 to 50, if not more. So if I'm replacing an owner of a bookkeeping business and it's just them and it's just bookkeeping that they're doing, I've got to replace them to continue servicing the client. So if a business is only taking £20,000 profit and you add back in their wage to that profit, that's like £32,000 a year, £32,500 a year profit. Then you replace them with a bookkeeper, let's say a good bookkeeper, because you wouldn't be where you are today if you're not a bookkeeper as an entrepreneurial bookkeeper and business owner. So let's go with 30,000. That only leaves £2,500 profit a year. And in many, many cases, I've actually seen it where actually that would make the business loss-making quite considerably. So basically the business is surviving on the goodwill of the business owner, not being dependent on the financial revenue from the business. So yeah, smaller businesses have it tough. They really do, because they've got to prove that it's sustainable without them, and it often isn't. Whereas the bigger the business, the layers of management, etc., the more hands-off the business owner is. At that point, we're then looking at things like branding, social media coverage, trust in the area, infrastructure and stuff like that. That's when the bigger multipliers come in. But yeah, hopefully that kind of gives you a bit of insight there as to what people are looking for when they're buying firms. And, you know, I've spoken to many people over the years that have come to me, asked me how I would value their business. They've then gone away and built their business up to the point that it's ready to sell. And they've sold them. Not necessarily to me either, which is absolutely fine. I'm more than happy to share my expertise and my insight. But it's nice when they turn around and go, "Oh, Johann, thank you so much. That conversation we had, it meant I could actually do what I needed to do and achieve what I needed to achieve." That's fantastic. That's great. I'm not giving that advice out because I expect you to come to me to sell your business. But yeah, so it's a challenging space out there to manage to deliver the value of your business, especially when you're small. But there's always opportunities. There's always things we can do. So yeah, right. I will press the record button on my little remote control. This is so cool. Now apparently, oh yeah, it's here. So there's actually a built-in microphone here as well. So I can be interviewing somebody at the same time using this, which is quite cool. But yeah, I will leave you all to it. Have a wonderful evening. And if you want to win my DJI Pocket Free that I'm now gifting away after getting this new Insta camera, you just need to comment in the comments, DJI Pocket Free, and I will enter you into the draw in a week or two's time for that prize to be won and posted out to you free of charge. I'll even cover the postage. That's how nice a guy I am. Have a wonderful day, night, and I will catch up with you at some point tomorrow in Stratford-upon-Avon, I imagine. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.